stop doing this. Common delegation mistakes and how to fix them. Hi, welcome back to my channel. I am Alena Goco, an entrepreneur and your delegation BFF. And today we're going to be talking about common delegation mistakes and how to fix them. But before we start, please subscribe to my channel. It means the world to me. That means that more people can see this video and more people can avoid delegation mistakes. All right, let's go. I consider myself a delegation queen. One of my superpowers is finding right people, training them well, getting them into the team, and working with them very efficiently. My team consists of several people that are partially on-site, physically present at the warehouse, and they're running the production, and partially online, where they do other tasks remotely. And they all communicate perfectly. It's like a giant, well-oiled machine that works without me. This didn't happen overnight, and I've gone through the journey where I made lots and lots of mistakes. And today I want to talk about a few common mistakes that you can avoid in your journey. Before we start, I want to tell you a really sad story. My grandparents lived in a village and they owned a farm. They had animals, they had a garden with lots of fruit trees, and they had a huge garden with all the vegetables and all the things that you can imagine. And they did everything themselves. Just two of them were running the whole shebang on their own. There was not much technologists at that time. They didn't hire anyone, and they used technically us, their grandkids or their kids, when my parents used to bring me for the summer to visit their grandparents. We as kids were running some errands that we could do. Of course, that was not efficient. Of course, that was temporary, but that was some kind of help. Needless to say that my grandparents didn't have any vacation in their life at all, because the major obstacle was who's gonna feed the animals, who's gonna water the plants, milk the cow. And I got it. They didn't travel further than a couple of hours away from their house. So they have never visited their daughter, my mom. They've never seen how I lived, and they've never been anywhere in this world. Were they happy? I think they were. To some extent, they didn't see any different options, but we in 21st century do see options, and we do need to use resources that we have right now. So my grandparents passed away in their 60s. They looked and felt like they're in their 90s because they were very sick and they were very tired because they just didn't have life. They only worked. If they could have hired somebody like temporary help or some kind of part-time help, that would change the vibe. They would probably grow their production. They could have sold more vegetables. They could have produced more milk, and so on and so forth. But yeah, my grandparents didn't have the skills of delegation. I wish I could give them the advice that I'm giving you right now. So without further ado, let's talk about the most common mistakes in delegation. So mistake number one, not trusting your team or not trusting the person that you delegated your task to. So this is a biggie. If you don't trust a person and if you cannot let it go, then it's not going to work. Then you're always going to be doing a lot of mistakes. You're always going to be draining yourself and draining the person that you gave the task to. And probably you're going to end up doing everything yourself. So trust is the key. And with experience, I can tell that you're going to be surprised. Just let it go, give the task to a person, and then you'll be surprised that this task was done even better than you could have done it, or it was done quicker, or there was some kind of clever way. Because if you find the right person to do the task for you, then you just need to let it go and give the person space. It's a very common mistake. We've all been there. So how to fix it? The main strategy here would be to start with a small task and then gradually increase the responsibilities. With the little tasks that most likely you assume that people can perform, you will assess that this person is actually great at doing this, and that. Okay, on top of this, let's do another thing and another thing. And then it's gonna grow, and then one day you'll find yourself that you can call your assistant and tell her, hey, I'm going to this place with the family. There are going to be 5 of us. These are the dates. Can you please plan a vacation for us? And with the time and with the trust and with the experience, this person is going to perform an amazing job to plan your trip, and you're going to be so happy because everything is going to be taken care of without you. Mistake number 2, micromanaging. Micromanaging is one of the most common mistakes that I've seen among the leaders and among the managers. That means that you give a task to a person and then you check every 5 seconds. Okay, are you doing this? How is it going? And this is so draining for both you and the person you give it the task to. This is not efficient. The person cannot focus on the task. The person cannot perform the way he or she thinks it should be done. And you are actually not doing whatever you're supposed to be doing. And you cannot focus on your tasks just because you're always stressing yourself about the task that is being delegated. It's similar that when I was a kid, my mom was asking me to peel the potatoes. And while I started peeling, she was like giving me, advices. Here's that. Oh, you should peel this way. You should do this way. Oh, you cut too much here. Oh, you didn't focus on this area, and so on and so forth. At the end, I'm like, hey, Mom, do you want the potatoes to be peeled, or do you want to peel the potatoes yourself? So do you want the result? Do you actually want something to be done your way? So in order to fix it, try to focus on the outcome. Just give instructions, give the deadline, and trust the process. And then as long as the task is done by the deadline and the result of this task is satisfying, then why would you care how it's done? Maybe they have their own clever way and you just don't see it just because you got used to do it this way. And maybe you're gonna see other interesting ways to perform the same task, and maybe you like that too. Mistake number 3, not providing clear instructions. So as I mentioned before, the instructions is one of the keys to success. You need to give as clear instructions as possible. In engineering world that I'm from, we have a joke. It's called bring me a rock. Sometimes we had customers that they say, oh, can you please write a program that does this? And that would be their technical task to us. That means like, bring me a rock. So like, which rock? I don't know, just bring me a rock. I'm like, okay. Like you go and grab and bring a rock. And then your customer says, oh no, that's not this rock. I need a different rock. And then you start asking questions. Okay, what size of this rock? What shape of this rock? What color of this rock? And so on and so forth. You keep bringing the rock, and the customer keeps telling you, oh, that's not the one that I wanted, but you don't know the requirements. So yeah, you need to give clear instructions. So to fix this mistake, it's not only verbally explain what you want, what you need, like your vision, but also maybe create some kind of templates, create some kind of video tutorials, especially if it's a repetitive task, maybe some kind of checklists. The more information the person gets, the better and the quicker the task is going to be performed. So that's why most of the time, the task is not being performed well is actually not the person's responsibility and not the person's fault. It's actually you as a leader, as a manager, didn't give clear instructions. You didn't explain what exactly you want. That's why you got what you got. You got a rock. Number 4, taking back delegated tasks. This can be so frustrating for both you and the person that you gave the task to. So first, the time is wasted, the money is wasted, the task still needs to be redone. So what was the point? If you have this trait, taking the task back from a person, that you're going to end up doing everything yourself. That situation happens a lot in real life. For example, my husband doesn't like any handiwork. And he intentionally or unintentionally, I'm not sure, he does everything really badly. So whatever he puts the screw in is gonna fall apart, and you're gonna take way too much time and money to fix whatever he was doing. So that's why I ended up not asking him to perform handiwork in the house, and I hired professionals, and my husband doesn't mind paying for this work. So if you give a task to a person, give clear instructions, do not micromanage, trust the person, and if it's done something not the way you expected it to, the way to fix it is to give a feedback, explain how it needs to be redone, and give a person a chance to fix it, and give a person a chance to grow with you So that next time when you give this task, this person already knows what to do and how to do it, and you're not going to spend much time neither explaining, you're not going to micromanage, and you're going to trust the process, and the task is going to be performed perfectly. Don't ever take the tasks back. In the very beginning of your entrepreneurial life, delegation would feel very challenging, and accepting new people, opening your doors, your heart and your space and your environment to unknown people can also be very frustrating and stressful. But trust me, it's so worth it. First of all, you're going to meet amazing people. You're going to expand your world. You're going to expand your mind. And second, the tasks are going to be performed much quicker, and you're going to have an ability to grow. At the end of the day, the biggest mistake in delegation is not delegating. Technically, you need an exit strategy, right? You're going to have to exit a business one day. Either you sell it. If you don't sell it, then you need to give it to your children or grandchildren. The business cannot be locked on you. You are not your business. You are the leader of the group of people that run your business. So that's why the more tasks are delegated in your personal life, in your business, the more successful your business is, the more successful your project is, and the more you can grow and achieve and bring this world more joy and help more people and solve more problems. If you find this video helpful, please click this like button. I see it as a thank you, and I appreciate your care and I appreciate your time. Thank you for spending it with me, and stay tuned for more videos. Until next time, bye.